Good morning, viewers and listeners. This is the Pure Kane News Flash. Let's get straight to it. Well, on my last show, I told you be vigilant. We've been watching America at its finest. That's why they say history will always repeat itself. First, they took your attention to black celebrities. They started locking them up at all time high. Um, Not saying who's right or wrong, but just saying that they went back 30, 40 years and found something that was flawed in their character and made them pay for it. Next, we find out that you can be a felon as a president. The sitting president was convicted of a felon, and then because he's the complexion for the protection, he's now back president again. Secondly, the sitting president also said he wants to give homage to the 1776 colony that gained their sovereignty over England, which at that time, that's a signal to black Americans that that was some of the worstest history done to humanity on planet Earth because we wasn't included in that independence. Now we see that we're having the same problems that we had in 1776. It's just a little bit more quiet. But before I get into that, let me shock you. This has been going on and planned because there was a white racist white male that got on Facebook, and I can't say it was AI or not, but it looked it
Right.
um, real to me. And he says that they've been doing this before time began. So this is their ideology, and they get together in a community forum. They even bet on certain blacks. And this is the things they do in the South, and it's a known practice among the complexion for the protection. So I ask you, knowing that this 4th of July is the 250th birthday of America
Uh huh.
for the protection of the complexion, why would us as blacks want to go and hang out with them? Think about that very seriously. Some of us have become intellectually dumb. Not saying we're not smart, but we don't pay attention. And it's sad to say that there have to be young black lives that have to pay the penalty for sometimes just letting them be. You don't have to be with them all the time. It's okay to be amongst your people. It's because 1776, when they're cheering that, you might as well bring out the Confederate flags and everything else that went along with 1776. Everyone knows what it represents. Everyone knows what's going on and what they're cheering for. White supremacy. We don't even have to really mention it because we know. Sorry that Nolan Wells, Fred Marsh, and Daniel Irvings had to lose their life during these times. I don't believe, or do you believe, it was a coincidence that these three men drowned. You get a white racist on Facebook saying how they deliberately drown black young black men, and he says his skin tone. I didn't say it, he did.
Right.
Then he tried to contradict what he said, but he exposed them on their tactics. Now, Let's get to Nolan Wells' friend. It was on YouTube again as he was getting interviewed by what's his name, Officer Tatum. He said, "Now listen to this." He said Nolan was his best friend, but he met his parents one time. There's no blacks that I know, well, at least in California. I don't know. Down south, sometimes people do different things. You're not going to be one of my children's best friend and I don't know you. No. I want to know who you going with, where you going, especially if you're a teenager. Guaranteed. I want to know everybody's parents. And we're talking about the South, Mississippi. This has been going on for too long, but it's not going to stop until the people say enough is enough. But anyway, your best friend, and then you leave him? Who leaves their best friend? Tell me that. There's a lot of you young people out there go clubbing right now. You're probably going to go clubbing this weekend. You can be under the influence or whatever. Guess who brings you home when you're too intoxicated to drive to, you know, why are you drunk on a boat anyway?
Right.
But anyway, the story was there was $3,000. I mean, 3,000 people. That dollars people. I'm thinking of finances early in the morning. But out of all those people, how many were black? So why? The friend said he left his friend at his friend's house.
Mm.
Nolan didn't know his friend. Now, just follow me. Nolan spent the night with his best friend over his best friend's house. He leaves. Then he says he hooked the boat up to the car. Then he hurried up and said, "No, I left and the boat was already hooked up." Soon as he said that to me, I said, something is afoot.
Yeah.
So sad. Now, let's we'll just leave it there because we're not going to get into the red markings at the
Yeah.
back of the brain,
Yeah.
the throat missing. Um, it seems to me like Ben Crump said the most important thing he said to me was, if it was the complexion for the protections children, we would have already found out everything that we need to know about Nolan Wells.
Yes.
Every person that was not black was accounted for. Home. Out of 3 to 4 thousand people, the only one didn't come home was the young black man. Sad. But before this happened,
Mm-hmm.
we had Fred Marsh that no one's talking about. 24-year-old man out of Texas was supposed to be. Now, I don't know too much of the story, but it came out on Google News
Uh-huh.
that he was a police officer and he went out with his friends, which happened to not be black. He drowns. Now we have, that's two. What a coincidence.
Right.
Now we have Daniel Irvings. Somehow he could have been, you know, they say he drowned. It's odd to me that every other year during or around Independence Day, we never had this many black deaths. But in remembrance and 250th birthday of the Independence Day, the great United States of America, sovereignty over British. That means two cousins fighting, Hatfields and McCoys. One wanted its own independency, so they gained it. But to be honest, it had nothing to do with anyone that was non-white.
Right.
So I ask you, do you believe all these things that's happening is a coincidence and everything that's going on? Because at first they they put your mind on P Diddy and
Mm-hmm.
whatever he was doing. Then we find out the Epstein Island. And when we say island, just think about that.
Right.
An island, a whole island. Puff Daddy would just had a record label in the United States, but Epstein had a whole island, and no one has been arrested. No one has been brought on charges. It's a lot of jargon on who was on the island, who was not on the island. But all the black people have been, if not tried in public, they have been tried in court. But a whole island of non black people, no one has been prosecuted. So I say to you today, what do you think? Skittles, you have anything on this topic?
No, to be honest, if you ask me, I don't think it's coincidence, but everybody, I feel like we should put a vote up. Do you think it is coincidence? Do you think it's not? But on Fred Marshall, I did not know that information, so thank you for bringing that. But I was keeping up with the Noel Wells. You know, I was keeping up with him, which is it's so sad. Um, Sorry to the family and stuff like that that had to happen to that young man.
Yes. It's sad. It's very sad.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I'm not shocked at all. Like that, this stuff still goes on, um, and it's still not stopping. And we in what? And we about to go in 2027.
Yes, it still is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always tell you to stay vigilant.
And yes, a lot of people need to stay vigilant and be um watch their surroundings because I was raised on watching my surroundings.
And I know I have people and friends that are non black,
Mm-hmm.
but
I also
I
too.
also pay attention to history.
Yes.
And I'm not going on no water
Yeah.
with a bunch of non blacks, and I'm the only blacks.
Yeah. It needs to be a
For
mixture up in here.
something, yes, for something that the history says
Yeah.
black Americans mixed with a bunch of non Americans on
Mm-hmm.
a boat doesn't end well for the black American. That's history. That's
Yeah.
just not me saying that. You can go to any book and you will find that out. Every year, what do they go back to? Slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Every movie, what they go back to? Slavery.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been the Pure Kane News Flash. As I continue to say, stay vigilant, stay smart. It's okay to love yourself
Yes.
and ask for equality in finances, housing, transportation, and respect. But it's okay to not want to integrate to be someone else, but remain yourself. You're good enough and you know it. Okay, let's take the people out. Skittles.
All right.